All right. Hey guys, welcome to tonight's team call. It is Monday, January 21st. I am officially 27 years old. Um, and tonight we're going to be talking about creating and sharing your story. So this is something that's near and dear to my heart and super important as a coach. And it's just a way to genuinely share your story and help people with wherever they're at on their journey. But before I get into all that fun stuff, we're going to just kind of go through some announcements. Some of them you might already know, but if you're new to the call or you just need a refresher, I'm going to do that. So these are the Success Club right now. Myself, I'm at 6. Ashley is at 4. Brooke is at 2. Cynthia is at 2. And Megan is at 2. Awesome job, guys. We still have about 10 days left in the month, so you have plenty of time to get to Success Club 5 or above, which is what we're all aiming for, especially if you want to move your business. You should be aiming to help at least 3 people a month on their journey, whether it be as a coach or as a client. So just some announcements. You guys know that Transform 20 launched. We're all doing it. It's amazing. I love it. I'm actually obsessed with it because sometimes after a workout, I don't know about you guys, but after a workout, if I don't feel like I really exerted all the energy in my body, I kind of don't feel accomplished. But after these workouts, even though they're 20 minutes, I'm dead by the end and I feel so good. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was such a nice release of stress. And Sean T is always just so motivating. And of course, guys, if you get it within January, there's a $20 off. And then if you guys didn't get the VIP access, you will get it automatically uploaded to your library for free on April 1st. And if you purchase the Transform 20 Challenge Packs before January 31st, you will get an exclusive coach test group invite, which started January 14th. But you could still join now if you haven't already. There's also the 3-day refresh sale all month, 10% off 3-day refresh kits. And then $20 off the 3-day refresh and Shakeology challenge pack. So if you're looking for a nice way to just start the new year with losing a couple pounds or just detoxing for 3 days, this is definitely a really great way to do it. I've done the 3-day refresh in the past a bunch of times, and it's such a good tool to use, especially if you are just in need of a quick cleanse, and you don't starve and you're not on the toilet all day and you get to eat real food. It's a really good cleanse. Also, Coach Summit, the tickets are $155 promo price. Usually as the day gets closer, they can get up to $300. So if you haven't bought your ticket already, I would definitely recommend doing so. And if you're a new coach, you can earn a free ticket by hitting Success Club the first 3 months as a coach. So that means helping 3 people each month, your first 3 months as a coach. And if you join midway through a month, the whole next month counts as your first month as well. So make sure you do that. And I have to start looking at houses and stuff. I need to text all of you guys later on this week to see who's coming so I can get a house big enough for us. And if not, I'll have to get 2 houses kind of close to each other. So make sure you guys know if you're coming or not. Well, you don't have to know this week, but it'd be preferable just so I can kind of get a roundabout idea of who's coming and I can book the house. Okay, so there are new Success Club prizes. So if you hit it 1 month in a row, excuse me, all kinds of burping, gross. 1 month in a row, you get a Team Beachbody tank or t-shirt. 3 months, a Beachbodyopoly game. 6 months, branded backpack. 9 months, branded sweatshirt. And 12 months, a branded roller bag. And like I said, guys, in the past, these prizes are legit. They're not cheesy or flimsy. They're really good quality stuff, and I always shoot for them because it's so cool just to get fun prizes. I'm actually I just got the prize from last year. Well, I had the hat, I got the water bottle. It's really nice, double insulated water bottle, and then a duffel bag. So I'm waiting for my duffel bag. I'm really excited for it because I need a new duffel bag because mine's ripping. I brought it to Costa Rica and beat it up. Okay, so, and then guys, the Road to Elite is another way of it's a leadership ladder kind of thing, but it's a little different, but they break it down really easily. It's just kind of another way, you know how we have the ranks Emerald, Ruby, Diamond, and then Star Diamond. This is another kind of way, but it's another system, I guess, to kind of measure your leadership. So pretty much all it is saying if you help your new coaches get started right, then you kind of earn different tiers in the leadership ladder.
Danielle.
Yes.
I have a question with the with the Success Club months and Team Cup going on, do you qualify for both of those then if you hit Success Club? Okay.
So if you are on a Team Cup team and you hit like one of the tiers, you get that prize, and you also get one of these prizes as well.
Okay.
And if you're one of my PS coaches and you hit Success Club, you can earn Team Pure Vida prizes as well. So many things that you can earn, which are so, I don't know, I love prizes. Like, people are different, motivated through different things. I'm totally motivated through like prizes and incentives. I'm not so much motivated by recognition, but I know a lot of people are. So it's like really just dependent on the person. Okay. So, okay, the road to elite, and then register for Team Cup. So if you haven't registered yet, you can register until the end of this month. Oh, wait, I think it's the end of this month. So it's a team of 5 coaches, and I know a lot of you guys are doing it already. I still have to sign up my team, but make sure you do this, guys. This is a really great way to really work together with your teammates and move your business forward. And the momentum you create during Team Cup will carry you through the rest of the year. So make sure you're really participating in this, like trying your best and just like getting to know your team, because that's the most fun part. And I really recommend you guys do it if you're like super serious about running this business. It's so much fun and it'll really help you. Okay, and then getting ready for the 2020 Success Club trip, you can earn double dollars in January. So pretty much that just means if you opted into the Success Club trip for 2020, any Success Club points you earn in January are more, like, you usually get I think like $5 per Success Club point, but in January it's $10 toward the trip. So I definitely recommend trying to hit like higher Success Club numbers in January just so you get more money towards your trip, which is always nice because it's nice to go on a vacation for free. And then there's Energized Fruit Punches coming out in February, and they're coming out in 40 serving tub or 32 serving stick packs, and you get them as one-time order or a monthly subscription. Okay, so let's get into the meat of this call. I hope you guys all have pen and paper ready, or if you're typing it out, that's totally fine too. I probably, actually, I'll write mine out. So tonight we're going to talk about sharing your story, and we're going to kind of go through each question at a time. So don't jump ahead. I'm just going to like allot time for each one. But we're going to talk about sharing your story, because on social media, and in general, like when you're talking to people in person, whatever it is, when you're sharing, they say, facts tell, stories sell. So like you really want to make sure you have your story like nailed down. And it's kind of hard at first as a new coach. Maybe you haven't been coaching for a while, so you don't really know what your story is, or you don't really know how to spin it, or you don't really know what parts of it to tell because there's just so much. So this is going to help you kind of break it down and really figure out how you're going to portray it. And like we want to constantly be breadcrumbing our story in our social media and in our day-to-day lives, because that's what's going to like hook people and have them coming back and like checking in on you, like how is she doing, like what, because I know even for me, a lot of my followers know I have IBS, so they will kind of check in on me and be like, hey, like I saw you had a flare up, like what caused it, or is there something I should watch out for, things like that. So we're going to kind of talk about today like how to breadcrumb your story, how to create your story, and how to portray that on social media and in person if you're doing stuff in person. So the first thing I want you guys to write down is, who are you? Share your background, a little bit about yourself and what you do. So I want you guys, and if you want, I can kind of like after I give you guys a couple minutes, I can kind of share mine. And if you guys want to share, I'd be more than happy to allow you guys to share it, because everyone might grab something from your story or my story, and it might help them compile their story. So take a couple minutes. I'm going to write down mine as well. I haven't done this yet. But write a little bit about who you are, share your background, a little bit about yourself and what you do. Sorry if you hear Brian gaming in the background. All right, did everyone kind of write some stuff down, or do you need more time? It looks like you all are writing a bit still.
You need more time.
Okay. No, that's fine. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes.
My connection's being really weird. But I need a couple minutes. I never know what to say about myself.
Yeah, no, take your time.
How extensive does this need to be? Because I just wrote down a bunch of words.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's like no story. It's just a bunch of like random nerds words that I like associate with myself.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's exactly what I did. Okay. I'm not trying to write like a novel over here. Just if it honestly kind of think of it like, what words would you put in your Instagram bio? Like fun facts about you. Hi, Jesse.
Sorry, he said hey.
All right, I'm going to share mine while you guys keep writing. Maybe it'll help you kind of brainstorm some stuff as well. So I'm going to add something. So for myself, so just like who am I, a little bit of background about myself, what do I do? So I just wrote, I'm 27 years old, I'm a newlywed. I work part-time in corporate America. I'm an environmental scientist / marine biologist. I'm a crazy cat lady. I love the outdoors and the ocean. I have IBS. I'm a vegetarian. And I'm also an empath, which means other people's emotions affect me strongly, whether I want them to or not. I'm totally that person that if like someone's crying, I'm going to cry. And then also I'm super organized, like OCD, and I'm also really hard on myself, and that's a flaw. It could be like a good thing, but it's usually a flaw. So I kind of want you guys to think about like one thing that you know about yourself that you're like, you know what, I really want to improve this about myself, because I'm sure there's other people out there that feel the same exact way you do. So for me, for example, like I'm really hard on myself, and I have a really hard time giving myself a break or just like chilling. Like it's really hard for me, and I like really want to learn how to take time for me and not feel guilty that I should be doing something else. Does anybody else want to share some fun facts that they like threw out there or anything like that? Feel free to unmute yourselves if you do. I can't see all of you at once, unfortunately. I saw Rebecca raise her hand though.
Hey guys. Well, a few things about me. I'm 26. I'm an animal lover. I'm recently vegan. I'm creative. I used to dance. I have real bad depression and anxiety most of the time, and right now it's starting to come back because I also have endometriosis, if anybody knows what that is or isn't. I've already had 2 surgeries for it, and I think it's starting to come back again, and I am not very happy about it. I have a problem of giving up easily and not staying committed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why I've never gotten through any of my Beachbody workouts. But you know what? Today I did a double workout because I felt I needed to.
That's awesome.
I did a lifting of lift 4 and then the 20 minutes of Shanti's, week 2.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. And like the thing is too, it's like with the things that you struggle with, you're self-aware. Like you know what's going on, you know what you want to improve, and like that will really resonate with people. And like I've actually seen a lot of people, not a lot, but a couple people on Instagram that have endometriosis too. And you know, like that's something that's like really hard to go through. And I'm sure people would love to have someone there that is going through the same thing that can understand them and go through it with them. You know what I mean?
Yes, very much so. It sucks.
Yeah, I've seen stories and I'm like, oh my gosh, these poor women.
Yeah. It's hard to process.
Yeah, for sure. But thanks so much for sharing it. I really appreciate it. Does anyone else want to share some fun facts about them?
Okay, I kind of want to talk about what I have down because I like one of the biggest things I struggle with is talking. I can talk a lot. Like anybody who hangs out with me knows that I can talk for hours and never shut up. But like I actually have a hard time like putting myself out there, like especially on social media. I'm super modest about that kind of stuff. And if you look at my personal social media stuff, I've had it for years now and I like barely ever post anything. So like one of my biggest challenges I'm going to have to overcome is like putting, and I don't know what it is because like my background's in theater. I love being the center of attention. I love being on stage. But for some reason, when it comes to like my actual personal life, it takes me a while. So like a lot of the things I always associate myself with is like, I am a teacher. And that's what always comes like first and foremost in my mind, that I'm a teacher, I'm a wife, and I'm a dog mom. But like, how do I expand on that to like, cause I always turn into like my teaching situation is like my love of like helping people and making sure people can like work to their best potential and all of that. But like, I don't know, like, how do I like be a teacher, but also like be more than that? Like, how do I associate myself with more than just like my full-time job, even though I love it. Like I love being a teacher. Like I'm proud of it, but like, how do I expand on that? Like,
Yeah.
And start to find like a better like role for myself on social media, like especially for Beachbody, like breaking free of that, I guess.
So that's a really good question. And it's actually something I really struggled with as well when I first started coaching, because I was a student and I was like, okay, like that's me, you know, like that's what I'm doing. And I actually read something recently that if you go up to someone and you ask them, like, tell me a bit about yourself, they always lead with what they do, like as a job. Like usually 100% of the time they're like, oh, I'm a scientist or whatever, but they don't actually describe themselves. Like, you're so much more than a teacher. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you're a teacher and that's amazing, but you have so many other amazing qualities and so many other things that you do. And it's hard to be vulnerable on social media. And like, we all understand that as coaches, especially starting out, you're like, I don't want to share too much, or like, I don't want people to be scared of me or think I'm weird. But at the end of the day, like, you're going to go through that and it's going to be tough, but you're going to push through it. And when you get through it, you're like, oh, it's not that bad. Because when you share something that's like heavy on your heart or something that you're struggling with and working to overcome, you're going to connect so much deeper with other people, and they're going to love you even more because they're like, wow, I know exactly how that girl is feeling. And like, I feel the same way. But sharing, I would think about like, and when I first started coaching, I remember thinking, well, I don't, like, some people struggle with being, you know, overweight, or they struggle with looking in the mirror and hating themselves. They struggle with like so many things. And I remember when I first started coaching, I thought to myself, I was like, wow, I have it made. I don't struggle with anything. Like, you know, I'm in a good position. Like, I'm fine. Like, I don't feel horrible about myself. Like, I'm in good health, whatever. But then I started realizing like there are so many things that even someone that looks like they have it all, they're going through internally. And like, I never talked about my anxiety. Like, I never talked about like how I was depressed until like coaching, and like it became such an outlet and it made me connect so much with other people. So maybe I would think about like things that, and like, granted, like, you know, being a wife, a dog mom, and a teacher are amazing and people are going to connect with you instantly over something like that. But think about something that's like deeper that you're working to push through, whether it be some kind of mental thing, some kind of physical thing, it can even be honestly your ankle, like pushing through an injury. Like a lot of people and it's hard. Pushing through an injury is hard, especially when you know how capable your body is and you can't like do what you used to do. So like maybe something along those lines can like, just try to think of things that are like a little deeper, that would really help someone with some aspect of their life. It doesn't even have to be like, fitness. It could be more of like a mental thing too. Does that help? I know I just kind of went on a tangent, but like.
No, that's great, especially the ankle thing. Because like the thing is I've dealt with my own anxieties in the past and stuff like that, but I've never felt like like what you touched on before is like, okay, well, I'm in good health. I'm in a pretty good position. Like I feel pretty good about myself. Like where I do have these daily, I do have anxiety and I do struggle with it, but I haven't had a really bad like bout of it in a few years, which is great. But like also don't feel like I suffer from it maybe as deep as other people do. So I'm always like, well, how can I be an expert on this? Because other people like deal with this stuff way worse than I do. And they probably, you know what I mean? Like, not that my story isn't like valuable, but I don't know. I just always hate, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
This is clearly going to be my challenge.
Yeah. It's
myself
hard
out there.
because you compare yourself to others and you're like, wow, well, I really shouldn't be complaining because they have it 10 times worse, and like, but at the same time, there's someone out there that's on your level that like needs to hear what you have to say, kind of thing. But thanks for sharing. I know it's like hard to be like, I don't know what to share because like, especially as like a newer coach, like it's super hard. And I was in the same position you are in, and like, it just takes time and it takes practice and it just, takes some self-reflection and maybe just like meditating and thinking about things, and like eventually it'll come to you. It just takes a lot of practice.
So Lisa, I had one thought for you. Instead of saying just like, oh, I'm a teacher, just be like, I am a role model to however many students a day. Like you don't have to be like, oh, I'm just a teacher, because you are like so much way more than just a teacher. You're a role model, you're a parent, you're an educator. Like, so don't just like box yourself into that one box. Like you can definitely expand more on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for that. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you.
Does anybody else want to share?
I will.
Who just said that? I can't.
Me.
Hold on, where are you? There you are, Miranda. Perfect.
Okay. So it's funny, as I was listening to you talk, Danielle, I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder why I'm with you, because we have so much in common and I never even knew, actually. I am a mom. Number one, that is my number one duty, is being a mom to 2 boys. I will be kind of similar to Danielle. I will be your biggest cheerleader, but I do not cheer for myself. I put everybody's feelings ahead of my own, and I hate people looking at me. I get super nervous, like I'm sweating right now. It's not even a joke. I'm sweating. And so I am, and I like to run. So I'm a runner, and I'm my family's chef. I like to make recipes with all the healthy stuff, even when it's not supposed to be substituted. Sometimes it turns out, sometimes it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I am a dog mom to Cece, and she's a Bichon, like B, total B. But anyways, let's see. I used to have really bad anxiety, and I'm a recovering perfectionist.
Same.
Still in recovery. I love wine. And I think when I was 30, I had a partial hysterectomy. So when you were talking about endometriosis, I totally can relate. I am a budgeter. I have a whole list of things, and to be perfectly honest, I've never done that for myself. Like, I had my best friend write my profile to my Instagram page because I was like, how do I explain myself? And so she wrote it, and I was like, yep, sounds good. So I don't give myself credit, kind of like Danielle. Like, I would rather give everybody else credit and make them feel good, and that makes me feel good. So that's it.
Yeah, no, and that's perfect. Like what you shared is like that's you, and I'm so glad you were able to rattle off so many things. That's awesome. But I know what you mean. Like sometimes I don't like the spotlight. Like I'd rather just like make everyone else feel really good, you know. But no, like it's so good because there's so many things that you just said that I'm sure other people are going through or feel the same way or whatever it is. So like don't be afraid. And I know it's scary to like put yourself out there on social media, but at the same time it might be exactly what someone needs to hear and be like, oh, that person is like right on the same page as I am, and like I want to be friends with this person, or like, you know, they'll trust you immediately because they're like, wow, this person is sharing their info on social media, and like that takes a lot of courage. And if she can do it, so can I. Or like if she can do it, I want to reach out to her and say like she's not alone, you know.
Right.
So that's awesome.
So I have a question though on that. Like, so when I put this stuff out here and like people are like, oh, so amazing, you're doing so good, like good for you, blah blah blah. Like I'm really trying to learn how to follow up because I get really bashful. So like, yes, I share it and I build the courage to share that, but then like when they respond, like my heart beats so fast because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I do not like, thank you, but I didn't mean to do it. So you look at me like I was just doing it because it makes me feel good. Kind of like how you said it was like an outlet.
Right.
You know, so what do you do when you like get bashful and you're just like, thanks.
Okay, thanks, bye. You know.
Bye.
So what I do if someone ever reaches out to me because of that, I treat them, and this is something that I had to work on, but I treat them as if I were talking to my best friend. So one of my best friends, her name is actually Danielle as well. And I look at their message, and then I'm like, oh, like what would I say if Danielle said that to me? And kind of respond in that way. And I know you're a little bit more shy. So like I personally love voice messages because I love that people can hear the passion in my voice and like hear that I'm a real human being and not just a robot texting them. But like, of course, work your way up to voice messages or video messages. But I would say text them back as if you were to text back your best friend, and make sure, and it doesn't have to be anything related to Beachbody. Like don't feel that kind of pressure. Just ask them, like say they reach out to you over like recovering perfectionist. You could be like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I struggle with it so much. And maybe you can ask them like, are you doing anything to like help? Like always end with a question, especially in follow-up, because you want to elicit a response, because that's how you build a relationship, right? Back and forth. So I would say just talk to them as if you were talking to your best friend and always end in a question. Does that help? Okay, awesome. Does anyone else want to share, or do you want to move on to the next question?
I don't mind sharing, but I don't mind not sharing either. If you want to move on, I don't care.
No, do it for sure. I'd love to hear.
Okay. So I'm Marissa. Not everybody here knows me. I'm 27. I live in New York, and it's really cold right now. So I kind of want to relocate. But I'm really creative, and I was a dog groomer for 6 years, and then I decided that I was going to go back to school and finish my education because I was always like really brainy, but I never knew what I wanted to do because like I had so many interests. I know that sounds weird, but I really liked biology, but I also liked writing and photography. Like I was in the environmental club and the ceramics club and in the dark room making my own pictures after school. Like, I just was doing everything. And then I also grew up riding horses. I was a big animal lover. So and now I like to do yoga. I like hiking. And I feel like this all kind of like tied in together for where I'm at now. Like if anybody looks at my Instagram page, they'll see that like I talk about all of these things, and I feel like coaching is a way for me to like do all of that and like share all of that, which is really cool. So I don't know. I see my Instagram as kind of like a blog, and I love that you were just talking about like relating to other people, because I can relate to them through all these interests and coaching and like fitness. Like I never really say Beachbody because like I want them to ask me about it. But like my dream is to make my own team and like draw people in with all these interests. Like I know I listed like 10,000. I also want to spread veganism. That's like really important to me because it's better for your health. The environmental issue, like that's a really big issue. And just, I mean, I went vegan for the animals, like that's why I went for that. So I really want to spread it, and that's like a main thing I try and do through my page. Yeah, and I don't know. I just hope that as far as like my goals for coaching, like I want to build my own vegan dream team. Like that would be so cool.
No, and that's awesome. You're so right. Like I go to your page and like everything you listed, I already knew about you because like your page says it. And like that's amazing. That should be the goal. Like people should come to your page and like get to know you. Not Beachbody, get to know you, because that's what they're gonna connect with, you know? So that's amazing. And you're doing such a good job with your social media. You really are. Because I feel like every post I'm like, oh, I could really hear Marissa saying this. Like, you know what I mean?
And I'm totally shy. Like I related to what a bunch of you were saying about being shy. Like I was always introvert, bookworm, like really into reading and writing. But I figured out like with posting, it's like, it's not like I have to like say it to all these people's faces. And like sometimes I won't check the notifications for like an hour or two because I feel shy about it. I'm like, oh, gotta brace myself. And then I log on. I'm like, oh, everybody said nice things and they related to the body positivity stuff or whatever it was. Or like a lot of my story posts, people will be like, I related. And I'm like, oh, okay, phew, it's fine. Like, so
that's what you want, right? You want people to relate to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, you do such a great job. I'm proud of you. You've come so far.
Thanks.
Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna move this just along just a little bit, just because you guys know I'm a grandma and my bedtime is 10 o'clock. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about why were you looking for opportunity? What were you going through in your life, if anything, that you were looking for some kind of opportunity? I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes, then we can kind of share a little bit, and then just kind of move on. Also, something I want to mention too, with all these things that we all listed, remember guys, breadcrumb. Do not dump this all into one post. People are going to be so confused and be like, why is she sharing 15,000 things about her? Breadcrumb this, guys. This is also really good like things and ideas for you to post about. One at a time, maybe two at a time of these things, not all at once. Breadcrumbing is key. All right, I'm going to mute myself and we could all just write a little bit about why we were looking for opportunity. Alrighty, guys. My cats are going nuts. You see her? Okay. So why were you looking for opportunity? I'm just going to share mine really quick, and if anyone wants to share very briefly, that'd be awesome. So this is kind of like all the reasons why I was looking for opportunity. And granted, guys, I've been doing this for a couple of years, so like I know my story. Like it's easy for me to kind of come up with these things, but maybe use these ideas and kind of relate them to what you're going through or your life, and like what phase of your life you're in. So, for example, I started coaching when I was in grad school. I needed cheap and effective workouts because I didn't want to pay for a gym membership, and Beachbody definitely provided that for me. So I loved it for that reason. And also I was a broke grad student, so I wanted to make more money. And I was like, oh, coaching, like I could work out and make money, like great, cool. And so that's why I kind of started originally. And then I moved to Florida with Brian, and I got a full-time job, like fresh out of grad school. And I absolutely hated it. I was anxious. I was depressed. I had no time for me. I felt like literally I would, every Sunday I would have a panic attack and like cry all day because I didn't want the next week to happen, because that's how unhappy I was with how my life was going. It was horrible. It was really hard for me. So Beachbody was my way out. It created time freedom. Like now I only go into work 2 days a week, and it allowed me to be my own boss. I don't know about you guys, like this is something really weird about me, but I don't like people telling me what to do. Like it like freaks me out, and it makes me like angry, even though like I have no reason to be angry. But like being my own boss is huge for me. So like I was looking for the opportunity to be my own boss. Also, when I moved here, I was alone. I had no friends. Like I just moved to a completely new state and left everyone. So Beachbody also was like that opportunity for me to create or be a part of an amazing community of women that all want the same thing. And also like corporate America can be super snobby, and like people like every chance they get will throw you under the bus. So I really like that Beachbody has like none of that crap, and we're all just like here for each other and just like to keep each other feeling supported and motivated. Also, this is kind of going back. I was really struggling with IBS in grad school. I went to every single doctor I could, and Shakeology was the only thing that helped me. So I was like, oh, like why not show this to other people that are having stomach issues? Also, guys, when I was working full time, I struggled to find purpose. I felt like I was going nowhere. I was spinning my wheels, but not going nowhere. And Beachbody gave me a purpose, and it was something so fulfilling to like see people change their lives for the better. And like, that's what I needed. Like, so that's all the ways like Beachbody, like why I was looking for it and like how it delivered. Does anybody else kind of want to share their why?
I'll share a little bit of kind of why. Mine's kind of similar to Danielle's. Like we moved, I had no friends. So it sounds so sad. But so that it helped me become like a little more extroverted. I've met more friends here. So go to your Super Saturdays because that's where you meet people. And then I also have a job where people literally come to see me and they're like, I hate being here and I hate what you do. So hearing the fact that they hate you over and over again all day long, it's just kind of like very unfulfilling. And so that's whenever this opportunity came around, it's like, oh, you have a chance to help people and they'll actually want your help and be thankful instead of telling them what they need. And they're just like, no, I'm not going to do that. And for those of y'all that don't know what I do, I'm a hygienist. And so people hate coming to the dentist.
Jen, I would love to have you as my hygienist.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love going to the dentist, so I'd be in your chair in a heartbeat. I like the dentist.
That's awesome. Does anyone else want to share?
I will. I did. The reason I started with Beachbody was purely for health reasons. I was going to turn 30, and family has history of diabetes, high cholesterol, heart problems, like all the issues. And I really had a really, really bad stomach. I never was diagnosed with IBS though, or anything like that. They actually thought I had an ulcer from stress. So they would not give me anything. And so I did it purely for the health benefits. And then when I found out I could get a discount if I signed up as a coach, I like signed up. I honestly didn't even really know what I was doing except for signing up to get a discount. And then I've been doing this for like 4.5 years, but I've only been on this team since May, and I am so happy that I found, or that Jamie found me, because I would not be with you guys. And I am just so thankful, because I probably would have quit because I was only holding myself accountable. So the friendships that I've built have been amazing. And so that's why I continue with the opportunity, just because I do see myself helping more people. And yeah, it's something I just have really learned to love. I never had a hobby before this. So
awesome.
Yeah, now it's my hobby. And Jen, for the record, I only go to the dentist for my hygienist. So keep up the work. I know people love you.
Wow, thanks for sharing, for sure. No, I'm so happy. And like, it's kind of cool because as like a coach that has like a team, it's really awesome to watch you guys grow. Like, super awesome. Like, that's the most fulfilling thing to me, is like seeing people realize their potential and like going after it. Like, that's just freaking amazing. And I'm so happy you're sticking with it, and like you're growing so much every single day, and it makes me like so freaking happy. Like, so proud of you. Okay, does anybody else want to share, or we can move on to the next one? Take more notes. All right, do you hear him? Like, what the fudge is he doing? Okay, so how did you find your business? Why did you join? This kind of ties into the last question, but kind of just ask, or how did you find it, and why did you join? I'm gonna mute myself. This should be a quicker one. Alrighty. I'm gonna share really quick while you guys are still writing. So, how did you find your business? Honestly, I found it way back when I was struggling to lose weight, and Brian introduced Insanity to me. He was like, I have these DVDs in my basement, you should try them. I was like, I've seen an infomercial for that. It looks really scary. I'm probably not going to do it, because I was really scared that I would die. But then I did it, and I loved it, and I lost 15 pounds in 60 days. And I was like, oh my God, Beachbody programs are amazing. And I like torrented a bunch more because I was a broke grad student. Shh, don't tell Beachbody. And I lost like 25 pounds overall, and I was like, wow, these actually work. Like, this is so cool, because I was a former college athlete, and like I had never been that like fit. And I was working out like 2+ hours a day, and now I was working out like a half an hour a day and like getting even better results. And then Alexis, actually Brian went to middle school with Alexis. I don't know if you guys know that. And she found out I was doing the programs, and she reached out to me, and she was like, hey, like I heard you doing Beachbody programs. You should be a coach. I was like, what's a coach? She's like, she kind of told me more about it. I was like, all right, sign me up. Like, I was like the dream coach. Like, seriously, I feel like if I found anyone like me that had already done like 8 Beachbody programs and like wanted to be like was all about coaching, like I wish I could find someone like me that's just like, yes, sign me up. Also, I honestly started coaching in the beginning. Not anymore. My reasons have totally changed, but in the beginning is because I was a broke grad student and I wanted to make some extra cash. Be completely real with you guys. But now it's obviously so much more than that, and I'm so happy I took the leap of faith that I did. Does anybody else want to share? Awesome.
Okay. Well, I didn't really share my last one, but the reason I joined was because at the time, I'm single now, but my boyfriend at the time was going to Afghanistan for 4 months, and I needed to focus on me while he was gone, because I had just in May had my second endometriosis surgery. So I needed to focus on me, get healthy, unbloat, and I'm still bloated, by the way. It's hard. So I actually found my coach. I never signed up with her, but I did a challenge group with her, and then I started getting on Adderall for to focus because I have ADD really bad. Then it actually made me depressed. It was the third time I took it. It put me into the darkest, deepest depression I've ever been in, and it was the scariest thing. Then I found Danielle. I don't even know how, just somehow off of Instagram, found her. And she asked me if I wanted to sign up, and I said yes, mainly for the discounts, also because, I saw what she was doing, making money off of this, and quit her day job. Well, not fully, but getting there. But, that's my goal, is to be able to be my own boss. It's hard for me to be my own boss, even though I manage a retail store and I'm basically my own boss. But doing this kind of scares me.
I appreciate your honesty. It's definitely scary, for sure.
Yeah.
But you're doing a great job. Honestly, you are. And I'm so happy to see you in such a better place. I told you on the phone the other day, I could feel it.
Yeah.
Place.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to share how they found the business and why they joined? If not, it's totally okay.
I will. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but
no, please.
So Jamie's my coach, and she was actually funny. I think it was 8 years ago. I went to her basement and did Turbo Fire with her, and this was way back before coaches got any real good perks, or she didn't really know what she was doing, so she didn't even know she was coaching at the time. And then she just reached out because she knew I was doing Beachbody programs. And I kept telling her, yeah, I'm going to sign back up. And it took me till May to actually do it. And then I was on a team call, just a intro to coaching. Jamie invited me, and I was I just really liked the vibe. I think, the motto of it's written down somewhere, but be confident, be you. There's something else, and everybody's accepted. I really loved that part. And I just felt good. So I was okay, I'll sign up now. And then that's how I did it.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's be confident, be fit, be you. That's Alexis' team motto. But yeah, no, that's awesome. And like you said, the community is huge. That's the reason a lot of people get started with Beachbody, is because you're just entered into this community of women that are all just so freaking accepting and loving, and just I don't know, I personally love it, because I don't know about you guys, but usually I'm friends with guys because I find that girls are too catty. But I've never literally had an issue with anyone on our team. Everyone is so genuine and so sweet, and it's just so refreshing to have an amazing group of women like that. Okay, so what results have you seen? And if you're a new coach, what results do you hope to see? And now these don't have to be physical. They could be mental. They could be financial. They can be spiritual. Think about, picture yourself in, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, and think about or maybe it could be next month if you're doing Transform Tiny or something. But what results have you seen / what do you hope to see? All right. I'm going to share really quick. So for what results have you seen / hope to see? Obviously, forgot one. So the first thing that I've seen before I even started Beachbody with the programs was my weight loss. I lost 25 pounds. So that right off the bat was something that a result I saw that I was like, wow, that's amazing. Also, through through Shakeology and the meal plans and the nutrition system, I've pretty much cured myself of IBS. Now, granted, I still have flare-ups sometimes, but so much better. Like literally, I struggle every day. Now I struggle like once a month, and it's amazing. Something else I've seen is I have a lot more time freedom. I only go into work 2 days a week. So that's really, really amazing. And also, like, I love traveling. So having that time freedom to travel is amazing. And it's also, like, I want to have kids eventually. So being able to spend time with my kids and raise them is also freaking amazing and something that Beachbody is going to help me do because it's giving me financial freedom. And then I also, something I already see and I hope to see a lot more of in the future is just having a team of freaking bad A women that just love each other and just crush it. And I just like, like changing lives is just so fulfilling. And I hope to see more of a lot more self-love, something for me that I really work on a lot, and a lot more just balance, like I said before, of just allowing myself to take a chill pill and not feeling guilty about it. But those are some of the results I've seen and some that I hope to see. Does anybody else want to share? I know, Jen, you said confidence, which is amazing.
Like if y'all would have seen me, or if y'all would have known me like 2 years ago, like I would feel like I'd be a separate person. Do you agree?
Yeah.
My husband agrees too. Like whenever we got married, I was so like self-conscious in my wedding dress and just felt like everyone was looking at me. But now I'm just like, eh.
I'm a badass.
He is. That's awesome. No.
And then also, what was I gonna say? Oh, hope to see is growing thicker skin. That's what I'm working on.
Yes. You and me both, girl. I always think I'm like pretty thick skinned, and then someone says like one little thing and I'm like, oh my God, why would you say that? Anybody else want to share?
I have seen my confidence has boosted, my physical transformation. So since Beachbody, I have been able to keep off 28 pounds.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And thank you. And my positivity is definitely increased. Like once I started to see results, I actually started to be happier because I was like, oh my gosh, I really don't suck. Like this really can happen. So I was really at a negative self-talk. I'm still working on that one. But something I hope to see is to be be okay with being a teacher instead of just a student. Like I feel like I take a lot of knowledge in and I kind of keep it to myself because I get so scared to share it that I won't share it. And I feel like I'm kind of doing people, harm because I'm not sharing what I know. So that's what I hope to see is me just be a better leader and a teacher.
Yes, you could totally do that. And if you need help, Lisa's really good at teaching. And we have awesome girls on our team as well that could totally help you with that. And hopefully Alexis and I push you just a little bit to do that, even if it's outside your comfort zone. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so the last thing is, what excites you most about Beachbody and this opportunity and coaching? What excites you most? Write that down. Okay, just gonna share really quick just because it's getting dangerously close to my bedtime. So what excites me most is definitely the team aspect of this whole thing. Like, I love just like chilling with you guys, and that's why I love freaking Summit so much and Super Saturdays, and just like eventually I want to hold team retreats. Like, I just love you guys, and I just want to like spoil you and just be together all the time. So that's definitely something that really excites me, because I've never had like a good group of girlfriends, and like I said, I was always friends with dudes, and so now it's like super exciting to me that I'm like, wow, I can actually do this. Like, that was literally stepping out of my comfort zone, is being friends with so many girls. But I like love it so much now, and like now I understand girl power and like all that stuff. It's so true. Something also that really excites me is the financial freedom, like I said before, and just being able to, and the time freedom, just being able to travel and like do what I want to do with my time. I honestly don't know how people plan a wedding and work full time. Like, thank God I was only working part time, or else that would not have happened. And then also what really excites me is having the ability and the tools to change people's lives. Like, that is one of the most fulfilling things. Like, when I hear you guys come to me and say like, listen, Danielle, like, I lost XYZ pounds and I feel confident in this dress now, or, you know, I just made us an extra $100 to spend on grocery, whatever it is, like, that makes me so happy. And like, honestly, personal development, like watching you guys grow through personal development is so freaking cool. And like I said, I see you guys growing all the time, and it's like super cool to see. And like, not that I have any part in it, it's more so like the personal development that does, but watching you guys work on yourselves is just so fulfilling. And also something that I'm super excited about is I have all these tools for the rest of my life to keep myself healthy, to get healthy and keep myself healthy. Like, who do you know that has a gym membership that has all these tools? Like, unless they're paying hundreds of dollars for a trainer and a nutritionist and a dietitian, I don't know the difference, but like, it's so cool to know that once I have a kid, I have all the tools I need to get myself back in shape. So that's something that excites me most. Does anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I want to pipe in here because I love this question, because I think what I've actually expressed before to my husband and to my mom, actually, when I've talked about this opportunity, is how cool it is to me that I am going to get to meet and get to know so many people from all over the place that I normally wouldn't have the opportunity to meet or get to know. Mm-hmm. And if you like know me really well, I've mastered the art of small talk, and it's not because I'm trying to be polite, it's because I genuinely want to get to know people. And so like, sometimes I feel like I can freak people out if I'm out in like a social situation, or if I'm out at a bar and I'm like asking people all these questions. They probably think I'm really like nosy, but it's really because I just really love getting to know people. So like, this is giving me the opportunity to just, I mean, like, none of you, I would have never met, well, Danielle, we met through kickball. That's a little different, but everybody else here, I would have never gotten to like meet you or know who you are at all if it hadn't been for this. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And you got to come to Summit. That's when you like really get to know the team. Like, that is so freaking fun. Oh God, I wish we could do Summit like all the time.
When does Summit usually happen?
This year it's in Indianapolis, and it's in July. I'd have to give you the exact dates.
July.
It's just hard because I'm like usually up in. I'll be there eventually. It sounds like fun.
July 11th weekend. Yeah, Jen knows because she has a wedding. I'm so pissed she's not coming. I'm like, Jen, but no, you had to come. Jen was there last year, and it was so much fun.
You and me both. I'm like so tempted. I'm like, I can make it there for Saturday morning for the workout, but the wedding's on Friday. So I'm like, and we're in Canada, so.
Yeah, that'd be a trip.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anybody else want to share what you're super excited about?
I'll share. Honestly, you know what excites me the most is the teams, both your Team Pura Vida and Team Confidence. Like, I've learned so much within these couple months of me even being on the teams than I have, I would say, in the last couple years, about growing as a person, as a woman, as, just somebody who can help somebody else change. Also, like, Shakeology excites me because I've seen the changes and what it does. And I've gotten my mom on it, and that's awesome. You know, Summit excites me because I get to finally meet everybody in person. Being financially stable excites me because I'm really not bad. And also friends. I've grown up not having many friends except for like, guys and a few girls that I talk to. But having a group of girls that I can rely on to, basically cry on somebody's shoulder and say, hey, I'm having a rough time. Can we talk? Whatever. And y'all will be there for me, not judge me, help me get through it, and it's great to actually have that, especially as a young adult. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. And I was telling Brian this, it's like when you get out of school, it's so hard to meet people. You just kind of take it for granted when you're in school because you have so many people all around you. But then you graduate and you're just like, well, I have these 6 people that I work with every day, but they're all 50 and above. So great. You know what I mean? So it's so nice to have this reason.
No, it really is. I live in Abilene and I've lived here my entire life, and all my friends have left. I barely talk to them, and I have nobody. I literally wake up in the morning by myself with my dogs, go to work. Yeah, I've got people there, but they're employees, and they're all younger than me. And then I go home to nobody. So it's really nice to be able to jump on these calls and be like, oh yeah, I do have friends.
Of course you do, girl.
I love it.
That's awesome. And I'm so happy that you're part of the team and part of the community. Okay, so now that you guys have this stuff written down, like I said, I wanted to help you guys kind of create and think about your story because it's something you might not think about if you weren't forced to write this stuff down. But make sure you're breadcrumbing this throughout your story. Like I said, think about you have so many ideas to talk about now. You have ideas on your Instagram stories to post about, to share with your friends. And something I really recommend doing is thinking about an elevator pitch, because sometimes you might see with someone in person, and think about a way to shorten this within 60 seconds that you can just talk to someone about. But yeah, I'm super proud of you guys for hopping on and sharing and just getting real. And this is a safe space. You guys know that. And treat your social media, even though it's really scary, as a straight space, as a safe space. But you guys know what I mean. But hopefully this helped in just really digging deeper and figuring out what your story is and how you can share it. And if you guys have any questions, if you want me to look over a post before you post it, whatever it is, let me know and I'd be more than happy to help. And before I hop off, guys, we're gonna take a super sick pic. Hold on, I'm gonna brighten this. Okay, does anyone else keep their phone on their computer at minimum brightness? My eyes get so buggy. So I wear these glasses, block the blue light. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Okay. Great, guys. Well, thanks so much for hopping on. It was so nice seeing all your beautiful faces, and I hope you have an awesome week. And there will be a what's it called? Mastermind call on Thursday at 8:30. Peace out, guys. Have a great night.